in the competitive market with Lazr. My name is Christy Murray, Director of Events at the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, and I will be your moderator for today. We would like to begin by acknowledging the Indigenous peoples of all the lands that we are on today. While we meet today virtually, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the lands which we all call home. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility in improving relationships between nations and improving our own understanding of local Indigenous peoples and their cultures. From coast to coast to coast, we acknowledge the ancestral territory of all Inuit, Métis, and First Nations people that call this land home. Before we begin our webinar, there are a few housekeeping items to mention. We will be taking audience Q&A towards the end of the presentation. Please submit your questions by clicking on the Q&A button located at the bottom of your screen. The webinar is being recorded and a link will be supplied after the event. Now I'd like to welcome you to our presenters for today from Lazr. As you may know, Lazr is an advanced shipping software designed to help shippers, procurement managers, warehouse managers, logistic leaders, and executives save on shipping costs, streamline order processing, and ensure reliable on-time delivery. I'm pleased to welcome from Lazr, Eric Benoît, VP of Product, and Patrick Dupuis, Sales and Business Development. Eric, Patrick, the floor is yours.
Great. Eric, can you share the...
You want to correct your last name, Pat?
Yeah, it's hey, I don't mind. It's Patrick Dupuis, but I think Christy, appreciate the intro. So good day, everyone. Thank you for participating in this webinar. Eric and I are looking forward to spend the next hour together to further discuss the logistic challenges for pallets and parcels and how Lazr will be a great partner to help you to overcome them. Before we start, I have a great story to share regarding overcoming logistic challenges. So on morning of September 23, as I'm eating my breakfast, my lovely spouse came in the kitchen with the following remarks. I can't believe in a couple of weeks from now, we will be celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary. And I'm telling you right now, let's postpone everything if you're planning to do something special. Well, let me tell you something. If your spouse tells you not to buy flowers, gift, or celebrate a special event, well, you better get your act together and do something. So I know she's a huge Blue Jays fan, so I quickly jump on the marketplace where I will be able to find some tickets. Couple of minutes, got the tickets. I went to another marketplace to look over some hotel room. Couple more minutes down the line, everything was sorted out. So within 5 minutes, I got everything covered.
Oh, hopefully everybody can see the presentation because for some reason I don't see the green square around it. So Christy, if you don't see my presentation, please feel free to tell me, but all right.
So in a nutshell, that was the best 5 minutes I invested of my life into my couple to celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary. Look how happy she was and less stressful I was. But that's when I realized the most valuable key assets that we have as a human being or successful entrepreneur, it's time and energy. And you will see through the presentation, the reason my story will reflect down on your day-to-day logistic needs you need to deal on a daily basis. So I will turn it over to Eric.
Thanks, Pat. So well noted. You don't listen to your wife when she said that she doesn't want anything surprise. Yeah, I would have been in trouble. So hello, everyone. So we'll talk really quick about the key challenges for shippers. And nothing's going to come as a surprise in those key challenges. It's just perhaps the way we're going to bring a solution and the discussion will be able to get around those that might going to bring a potential solution for you. So let's start with it. So the cost of inefficiency. So how much and how. So we'll go a little bit more in details in the next slide. The lack of visibility, the where and the when, and the labor shortage, not a big surprise. So recruitment and replacement. So those key challenges should be all taken care of with optimization. So the right tool, the right technology. The cost of inefficiency, optimize, gather, and save. And Pat, feel free to join on this one as well. So optimize, sometimes the fall through and the easy fix could be, well, how to optimize? So I'll go with only one carrier. So it's going to be easier for me to monitor everything if I only use one carrier. The challenge with that is that it could be a very good solution. It's just what we find out with our customer base is it's not often the case. Why? Is that if you go with one carrier, most of the time you're going to have to be put in a box as with your shipping profile. So my shipping profile is that type of packages, type of skid, and we go to those area, and as soon as you deviate from it, you get another customer, you change product, the weight is different. This is where you get hurt by higher cost. The gathering, so find a tool that's going to be, if you're using more than one carrier, find a tool that's going to be able to gather everything at one place. And that way you're going to be able to see your environment at one place, and you'll be able to invest and put some savings. The lack of visibility, the centralized monitor and control. So we often see like manufacturers that have a lot of carriers, a lot of partners in their supply chain. So I'll centralize this so that you can monitor and control more. So having the right tool that's going to be able to bring everything under one roof, that's going to help a lot on visibility. For higher management as well, if you have several factories, several places where the freight is leaving, it's very difficult to be able to monitor everything that's going on a daily basis in your organization. If your tool is able to gather everything under one roof, at no difference if it's a LTL, which is on pallet, or a parcel under one platform, you'll be able to have visibility and put in the right action needed. So this is what it looks like, an environment where you could have everything at one place. So if you look, you could see the transport type. You see envelope, full truckload, LTL, parcel. So depending on any carriers you're using, if you have it at the right place, you could have the status update at the same place, and you could address it with the right carrier and save a lot of time. The labor shortage. Train, standardize, and recruit. So often what we see in the shipping industry is that the knowledge of the shipping of your company's processes remains on one or two people at the shipping. So if those persons are sick or go on vacation, the velocity of the shipment reduces drastically. It makes sense because you want to wait for that person that is an expert in your way of doing business to ship to be there in order for you to be efficient and save money as much as possible. Um, and also, it's difficult for them to put their knowledge that they have up in their head into a system because the tool is not there yet. And they're using so many transport companies that when you have to train someone, it becomes difficult. You have to explain, let's say for your SOP, for that type of shipment, you're using that carrier. For that type of shipment, you're using this one. For this one, you're using this one. And you have to learn each and individual one platforms in order to be able to process your shipment faster. You also have to create username for everybody. So we often see, and Pat could confirm, is that when you go see customers, is that the chasing of the username password when the shipper is not there, it's another challenges that we can see.
Yeah, it definitely can create a nightmare from time to time when you need to find out who's doing
Exactly.
what. So no, thank you, Eric. Great overview. So in a nutshell, so Lazr is a cutting-edge shipping software that helps you save on shipments, process order efficiently, and ensure timely deliveries. We truly understand the importance of every role in our organization that will have an impact on your supply chain. So if you are a procurement manager, we have you covered with the access of the largest logistic network for LTL and parcel shipping with no obligation or contract to be signed. You will have the opportunity to find the added value Lazr will bring to your logistic needs. If you're a warehouse manager, Lazr will be able to bring you a smooth flow by managing your deadline with on-time shipping with our multiple partners we have at your disposal for LTL parcels. We will also help you with your labor with the ease of use of Lazr when it comes down to training them and shipping your goods. As a head of logistics, we have the visibility you need. Your cost optimization will be a no-brainer with a dedicated customer service team that will be aligned to your account. We also can integrate your own contracts. For the executive team, We can be part of your long-term strategy with the cost efficiency with all your department using one platform. You will have one platform that will give you enough visibility on all your shipping and reports as well. The digital transformation is a key component to enhance efficiency and transparency with all the partners we have to offer. We will become your one point of contact regardless the transportation company you will be using to meet your logistic needs. We are well renowned in the marketplace industry to bring you that kind of peace of mind. Can you move to the next slide, please, Rick? So where does the idea come from? Well, Lazr was born a few years back then through our sister company, Synergy Canada, who's been in the business for the past 16 years. They won several prizes, and lately they were recognized as the best managed companies in 2023 and 24. Based on their customer needs, Lazr was implemented to bring that parcel/LTL needs to process at a faster pace to enhance additional added value to meet their requirements to keep shipping that portion of their business. So now, let me show you how Lazr efficiency will quickly save you time and energy when processing your shipment. So we'll move to the demo.
Here you go.
Are you seeing my screen, Rick?
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah.
Perfect. So technically, once you create your free account, right, that's exactly the view you're going to have of your order list. So that you do parcel or LTL, everything will be funneled into one location. If you need to track down some shipment, you'll be able to use the filter on your left that will give you access to by client reference, 3PL origin. You can have it really tailored exactly to what you are looking to the information to have. The order list also can provide you the history that you've been working on to see some past previously shipments that you were working on. You also have the option to change your order list visibility. So a lot of customers will either put their order number first, by example, order first, their documents, and the status. So when they come in a fraction of a second, they'll be able to see the status and all the documents that it's associated to the shipment. Technically, the way it works, it's simple. Click on that little truck. It's going to bring you to your shipping details. So from the shipping details, you'll be able to do your pallet, parcel, envelope, anything that it's in regards to your shipping on that day will be able to be done under one easy access. So for today's purpose of the call, we're just going to go ahead with a parcel shipment just to show you the efficiency behind it. So you would click parcel, let's say quantity, average dimension. I'm just going to put 12, 5 pound. I'm just going to go into test, ship from. So once your free account is created, you'll be able to default your shipping address. So the beauty about that efficiency is that when you're coming to start shipping, you're just going to need to click on that little house, and that little house will bring you exactly your default shipping information. Once you start building your address book, you'll be able just to quickly have access to your address book by clicking here or just start typing into it. So in this case, Home Depot, for the purpose of today, I'm just going to go Home Depot to Toronto, right? Once it's selected, you just click to continue coverage. Under the coverage, it comes with a basic coverage. If you need to add more to the coverage, it's simple as clicking yes. You'll put the commodity value, what's your commodity type, and then after that, the Lazr insurance will kick in at a different cost, obviously. So now once all that information is completed, you're just going to click continue to result. And then from the result aspect, it's always going to be sorted from the most economic option to the most expensive. So in this case, you will have Canpower. So it's simple as clicking Canpower, continue. Then you'll be directed to the additional details page where you're going to have to confirm your information. So technically ship from, And the beauty, again, when we talk about efficiency and time energy, this is when all your presets are already saved. That means when you get to that order details, everything will just be pre-saved. So you won't need to tweak unless the contact name has changed to the receiver or you want to add another email, right? So in this case, it was already saved. So once everything is checked out, you don't need to add PO number or you need to add one. This is where you're going to have to do it. And you just continue to check out. Final check, where you can put your reference number, making sure, okay, it's from my location to this location. I'm going to go with Campar. Excellent. Simple as clicking book shipment. So two things. Once you click book shipment, you're going to have that thank you for your order. So either you can click here, view this order. You're also going to receive an email with all the information and all that waybill or that BOL that's going to come with it. But in this case here, you can quickly click view this order. My preference, I always like to go back to the order list, right? So that's where under the order list, it's already been dispatched. As you can see as the latest status, your order number. You also can have more information if you click on it. You can click on order details in case you want to see exactly, but here's all the details about your order summary. So you will have the summary, the documents where you'll be able to have your label open and print out. Also have a snapshot of the marketplace and which company you selected. So technically, in a nutshell, within 30 seconds, you are able to process your shipment. You're also going to be able to go back, track it down, trace it. You're also going to have a dedicated customer service team that's going to be right away aligned to your account, and that will be able to help you with any question that comes along. So that's what Lazr brings in the logistic world, efficiency, to give you the most valuable key assets in your day-to-day time and energy. So,
And for members of the Chamber of Commerce, what happens? What we're trying to get at, like now we're presenting our tools, but what we're trying to express is that if you find the right tool that's going to help you gather most of your transport, if not all, under one roof, you're gonna gain a lot of efficiencies with staff training. You're gonna gain enormous control because by having all the data centralized, if you need your transport data, it's gonna be under one click. Historically, for us, it's very difficult to go see customers or future customers, shippers, and ask them for their shipping data. It seems in some cases very complicated because in some cases they're using several account numbers for the same carriers, and it becomes harder. And what Pat was saying as well is at the before we met for this webinar is that talking about optimizing with one carrier, like what we see so often is bids process. So you're trying to get the best price with one carrier, but often, unfortunately, what happens is that people have to re-go into another bid because their budget has exploded because whatever profile they had at the moment of building the bid changed across the time and cost exploded. So having optimizing while having flexibility of knowing if your contracts are still valid, it comes a long way. And a tool that's going to be able to put on everything under one roof, it's going to be very beneficial. Not only parcel, but if you're able to do LTL, full truckload, custom quote as well. Let's say you have a flatbed once in a while and you want to use your tools 3PL network. Well, you could do that too with our tools. So.
and Eric, you bring so much good point too, because you know what? When we talk about optimize, gather, save, you know what? Something that we realize of some of our companies that join us is that, you know what? Into an organization, there's a lot of different departments sometimes that work in silos and have their own way of doing their tasks on a daily basis. But definitely working in silos can have an impact at the end of the year on the company courier budget. So that's the reason of having everything centralized under one platform, this is where you want through reports that we can show that efficiency of having sorted everything under one platform that can give you that visibility at a higher hub of looking at the entire organization on cost, on efficiency, and so that's the key component as well of Lazr that we can do when everything is integrated onto that one platform. So
Pat,
great
do you
point.
mind going back to Lazr, perhaps? If we take some question, at least we'll see the app itself. So, Christy, if anyone has question, we're happy to answer them. If somebody's in the parcel industry at this time of the year, they're going to be hammered with surcharges for peak season surcharges. So,
But also too, Eric, since are you able to share the presentation? Because I just want to do probably the round table.
yeah.
Please, before we jump to the Q&A.
Here we go.
So what we've decided when we sat down, as contributing partner of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, we've decided to offer a coupon on your first shipment with Lazr. Once you create your free account and you're going to join Lazr on your first shipment, we will be giving away a coupon that will be tied to your first shipment. So that concludes, like Eric say, on the demo mode. But I want to just mention to say thank you to everyone for joining this webinar. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. We have the technology at our fingertips to transform your logistic experience, no matter what role you play in your company. So let us be the partner that not only meets your logistic needs, but also bring you peace of mind every step of the way. So together, we can streamline your operation, boost efficiency, and help your business drive in today's fast-paced world. So now let's move on the Q&A, Christy, if there's any Q&A regarding Lazr.
Yeah, so a question that came through was, can I integrate Lazr with my current system? They currently use FedEx account.
Yes.
Pat, do you want to explain?
Yes, and what I'll do, do you mind? What I'll do is I'm going to share, I'm going to go back to the demo. And the reason being, and that's exactly the power behind Lazr by when you integrate your own contract. So technically what's going to happen here, you're seeing my screen, Rick, or Christy?
Yeah, I see.
Right. So what's going to happen here is that when you basically, I'm going to just quickly go like this. Give me 2 seconds here.
Now you see how fast you can create an order. That's a good thing.
Yeah. No, but I want to bring them to the marketplace, Eric,
Yeah,
so at least
I
they'll
know.
be able to see the reason when you integrate. And the beauty, so let's say what's going to happen is that when you integrate your own FedEx contract, so what's going to happen with us is that obviously, since we have a partner with FedEx, you're only going to see your option. But the beauty about integrating your own contract, where you see here, manage agreement, it's managed by Lazr Freight. The difference that's going to happen is that the agreement is going to say managed by your company name. But however, that will give you the other option that we have. So if you know what, just FedEx will be in the top 2, right? So based on the experience I have, and you know, I think Christy mentioned it too. I spent a lot of years at FedEx, and most of the company will basically tailor the agreement either by metro, regional, or national lane, because based on your profile. But that's the beauty about Lazr, is that we cover all the zoning, regardless of the transportation company that we have. So every partners will cover that place. And to answer your question, yes, we can integrate to your FedEx.
Awesome. Thanks for that. So we got a few questions coming in from the audience. So a question from Alexander: Can Lazr generate commercial invoices electronically? Same with Kuzma or the USCMA forms. As well, does Lazr send those documents electronically so there are no delays in delivery when going over the border?
Yes, we all do that. So by connecting through Carrier's API, there's a lot of fields that are mandatory, and some of them are that. So we have to tell them, do you want to transfer them electronically or not? So the carriers that are not providing the electronic transfer, we don't. The other ones usually gives us a flexibility to do that. So we do everything through the platform. So the commercial invoice could be generated or you could upload it, depending on your choice. If you don't have a commercial it's ready, you could generate it from Lazr.
And also, I'm doing as we're talking, I just went back and changed it quickly. I love 90210, by the way, California. But to answer the question as well, that will be under
You put
here.
existing, yeah.
16C, that's where the option will be proceed with ATD or proceed without ATD or proceed with ATD.
So
So you'll have that option.
Yeah, do next on this one. So it's the next question, and that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
And also too, the beauty about Lazr is that if you already have your own commercial invoice, you can just click yes and drop it. Right? If no, that's where you'll be able to complete your commercial invoice from here and then send it.
Yep. Good question. It's good. It's
Yes, I like it.
And to go along, so Fern has a question along with commercial invoicing as well. So when shipping to the US by UPS, can the commercial invoice be uploaded? We don't want it attached to the box.
Yep. It's the
Yep.
ETD in that case, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Another question that came in from Curtis: Does Lazr handle dangerous goods shipments?
We do. Sometimes it's a matter of, by default we do, but in some instance it's better to double check with Patrick in order to validate that for the specific commodity we're set up. But we do handle it. Like there's an accessorial called dangerous good in Lazr.
Awesome. Another question from Alexander: Does it help with finding HS codes or tariff codes?
We don't have that functionality of helping with that. Usually it's I know some of the transport company do, but we could put you in contact with Synergy Canada, which has a custom broker, so they could probably assist in finding the HS code. We're in the process of having an item book. It should be released very soon, so that way it's going to pre-populate your HS code and everything it's like an address book but for item, so it's coming in the next or so. But if you need assistance finding the right HS code, we could put you in contact with a custom broker that's going to assist. But that part is very it's such a responsibility on the shippers that in terms of the carrier itself, they distance themselves even from that. So that's why you have FedEx, the Department of FedEx Customs and FedEx Transport. So we probably deal with them for that or another carrier. So it's usually we could put you in contact if you need help on those things. No problem.
Awesome. And going back to dangerous goods, would that include lithium batteries?
Yep.
Yes.
We do.
Awesome. Good. Another question for Alexander. I know there are different tools online, just in FedEx website. They can give you some descriptions as you put in the code. So more of a comment than a question.
I didn't get that one, sorry.
Sure. It says, I know there are different tools online, just in FedEx website. They can give you descriptions as you put in the code.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because they do have a division called for customs themselves. So, and I know I see another question about the sirs. I'm not sure if it's Alexander or it's Vanda, this one. Yeah, Vanda.
Vanda.
So in terms of, we could put you in contact with our director of operation really quick on those things. We could modify a shipment for sure, but in those questions are a little bit more particular. Prefer having like expert on this side. because it's always a bit sensitive, and especially with the latest change on that on the custom side. But we could easily put you in contact with our director of operation to answer those specific questions. Take 5 seconds to get him on the line for you.
Well, that's great. One other question that came in is always about the challenge of time. So how could a tool like this help me out?
This is
So,
exactly, how Lazr was created, about time and energy. Like I mentioned at the beginning, right? The most important key assets that we have in our life, it's time and energy. And that's how it was built because, when I look at marketplace era of today, everybody wants information at the fingertips, right? So, and that's how within I showed you, I think I moved from doing a domestic shipment within less than 30 seconds, doing another one within less than 15 seconds, going to burials. So that's the time that Lazr will be able to give you back. Our goal is always to have, the user to be able to do a shipment within less than 30 seconds.
and we do have a complete API documentation. So API means that usually if you're on Microsoft Dynamics, if you're on any other ERP, and you have an integrator that worked on integrating this into your company, you could give him or her our API documentation, and they could connect Lazr directly to your ERP. Usually what our customer does is the preload API, meaning it's a very simple integration that pre-populates the fields until you go to the marketplace. So some customers already have all the information of the shipper, the dimensions in their system, so they could send it directly to Lazr without re-entering everything. So this is another steps to save time, and being able to search for multiple carriers at once. That's for sure a time saver as well.
Oh, that's great. Another question that we got was from Donna Lynn. We have our own broker currently. Can we link that into Lazr or need to switch to your broker?
No, you could the broker has nothing to do in Lazr. You could process it with, you could select with which broker you're gonna do. But again, for that, Donna, Donna, I'll make sure to refer you to our director of operation to make sure um, my information is correct. And also, like, I see that there's a lot of question about exports, most likely. So it's our bread and butter. Like, we're very strong for LTL and parcels and exportation. So you're at a good place.
Great. And Donna has a follow-up question. She said, you mentioned signing up for free. Is there a cost to service or are you making money from the carriers?
It's a good question.
Great. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, it depends. Like it's free to use because we're a 3PL as well, so we're negotiating with our purchasing power better rates. So that's an added value as well. So you don't have to bother about negotiating because that's part of my job. Every week I'm in discussion with carriers with every new entries we have, looking for new carriers to be more competitive. Um, if you're bringing in your own carrier, there's a little transactional fee involved. It's usually very minimal, and by analyzing it during like let's say a month period, you'll see that you're saving a lot of money, even though you have a little admin fee on those things. So Pat could handle it, which you could talk to you after this call if you want to go over the cost structure. It's very simple and it's very minimal.
That's great. And for the audience too, we'll make sure that when we do the follow-up email with the link to the recording, we'll make sure that we have the contact information for both Eric and Patrick for you. A question that we got from Alexander is, with the ETD, can I still save the PDF once they are generated to keep for my own records?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. That's a good thing. I'll put this on our roadmap because I don't think you can do that. Yeah. ETD, being able to save. I don't think that's a feature we do have. You finally found a feature we don't have, Alexander. But you'll see, like we can we can make it happen pretty quick.
But to answer to Alexander, I know there is definitely a place where you can under the order details, and that's where we can ask Eric. But under the documents, there is a section where we have the label, the Acme document laser free. So I'm wondering if it's a place here that we'll be able to use as a drop-in to meet probably Alexander.
But I think it's what he meant is that when you're using the generator from Lazr, I don't think you're gonna see it there. That's a good question. I'll have to check. Because if when you're uploading your document, you'll see it there. But if you're using the generator, I think it's only from the back end. So
Great question,
I'll
by the
double
way.
check.
Good. So I'll go back out to the audience. Any other questions? Feel free to put it into the Q&A. Doing a last call.
I don't know if you notice our URL is a bit different. It finishes by IO. So on Google, if you look at us at Lazr Freight, you'll find us really quick. Otherwise, you could contact Pat anytime. He's
And I'll send my information as well, Christy, so you'll be able to share to the attendees.
Amazing. Good. Well, I think we've come to the end. There doesn't seem to be any more questions at this time. So Eric, Patrick, thank you very much for your presentation and demonstration today. Just a reminder to the audience that the webinar is being recorded and we'll send it to you shortly. Thank you to our attendees for joining us today, and we look forward to hosting you at a future Canadian Chamber event. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks.